So reading that sentence, it's also likely that what they might decide to do is to actually look to reduce the number of dependent visas that are issued to people coming in with a significantly high number of dependents. So i.e. Nigeria, i.e. India. Hi guys, if you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that recently I made a video about some of the recent announcements that was made by the Prime Minister Liz Truss regarding some changes to the UK immigration policy, which is still up and coming. If you haven't seen that video and you have any intentions of relocating to the UK, I'll be sure to leave the link to that video in the description box below, so go ahead and watch it after you watch this. Now, in today's video, I'm bringing you guys yet another announcement that's likely to affect you if you plan on relocating to the UK, particularly if you plan on relocating to the UK with your dependents, okay? So this is not a video where you're going to be skipping parts and jumping around, because I would strongly suggest that you watch the whole video right through. Otherwise, you could miss out on information that's very crucial for you to actually be aware about. By the way, if this is the first time you're coming across my channel and you're interested in learning more about relocating abroad, then this is a perfect time for you to go ahead and tap that subscribe button and tap the notification bell right next to it so that you don't miss an update. Now let's get to it, guys. So what I'm going to start off doing is I'm going to quickly show you guys the article, and we're going to just go through what exactly the article says and what the announcements are, okay, because there are different parts to this article. So stay with me and let's dive straight in, okay guys? So the overview of this is that the UK is actually looking to potentially reduce the number of dependent visas that are issued to people coming into the UK, okay, particularly people looking to work and also possibly study in the UK. Okay, so you can see a report here by a Home Office spokesperson did say that the government will be setting out a plan in the coming week to ensure the immigration system supports growth whilst maintaining control, but actually refused to go into specific details surrounding international students and their dependents. Now, the second part of this article that I want to draw to your attention, guys, really quickly, is where they've actually stated here that migration, in particular skilled and high-skilled migration, still very much plays an important role in economic growth, productivity, and innovation. I think that any changes that they're looking to potentially implement might mean that it results in having only high-skilled workers being able to actually bring in their dependents, okay? Because they are saying that the migration from high-skilled and skilled workers is still playing an important role in the economic growth. Okay guys, the next point I want to draw your attention to really quickly on this article is where it says that the introduction of visa routes such as global talent, high potential individual for graduates of the world's top ranked universities, scale-up worker and global business mobility is being used as part of the high growth immigration system. So what this is telling me, guys, is that some of these changes might basically mean that they put an increased focus on people who are actually coming into the UK using these particular visa routes, as well as the high-skilled worker visa routes that we mentioned earlier in this video. If you're looking to come into the UK, you might want to consider using any one of these visa routes that we're mentioning here, because they've actually stated here that these are the visa routes they're actually going to focus on because it is part of their growth plan for the UK economy, okay? This is all still speculative at the moment, but let's keep reading on the article because there's so much more in this article that I need to share with you guys. They've also mentioned in this article that international students from Nigeria and India brought the most dependents to the UK, with 34,000 Nigerian students bringing 31,898 dependents and 93,100 Indian students bringing 24,916 dependents. So reading that sentence, it's also likely that what they might decide to do is to actually look to reduce the number of dependent visas that are issued to people coming in with a significantly high number of dependents. So i.e. Nigeria, i.e. India, you know, so whichever country they feel might be bringing in very high number of dependents, they may actually look to reduce the number of dependents from that country. This is one of the potential directions that they might take. So the next part of this article that I want to quickly draw to your attention, guys, is basically where it says that the Home Office analysis has previously acknowledged that those coming on sponsored study visas bring relatively few dependents, with 83% of the visas issued being to main applicants and therefore 1 in around 6 grants being to a dependent, whilst in contrast for work visas, around 2/3 of the grants were to main applicants and 1/3 to dependents. So what's that telling me? That's basically telling me that another route they might take with this change is that they actually look to limit or significantly reduce the number of dependent visas that are issued for those specifically coming in on the work visas rather than those coming in on the student visas, okay, to study. Just because also they've gone on to highlight here that the research actually shows that international students deliver a net economic benefit of £25.9 billion. Okay, so it really would not make sense for them, in my opinion anyway, it would not make sense for them to cut down the number of dependent visas for those looking to come on the study visa, just because they're gaining so much financially, you know, from those coming in to actually study in the UK. So, but we don't know the direction of that they're going to take with this announcement just yet, okay? So these are just some of the things that I wanted to highlight very quickly to you guys that has just come to my attention, and I thought it would be worthwhile to actually share this with you guys for anyone you know who is thinking of relocating abroad here, either to work or to study, or a bit of both actually, and you may potentially be thinking of coming along with their dependents, as most people generally often do tend to do that, okay? So do stay tuned. I will be releasing further videos to update you guys once there are more announcements made on what exactly the direction of this is going to take and where they're going to go with this announcement, okay? If you haven't already done so, this is the perfect time to make sure that you like this video. Leave me a comment down in the section below of what is actually worrying you about this particular announcement. Are you thinking of coming to the UK to study? Are you thinking of coming to work here? And are you thinking of bringing your dependents? How do you think this announcement is actually going to affect you? Okay, so leave some comments down for me in the description box below, and also obviously make sure you share this video, because I do think it has the power to influence and impact quite a lot of people out there. So do make sure you share this video to anyone else you think might actually need to be aware of this information. If you haven't done so already, do take the time to subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on your notification bell. I'll see you in my next video.